What's going on, guys? So I'm gonna do an out the box reaction slash review for this set of figures. Now, normally, or I should say lately, I've been just doing figure reviews, opening them and showing it off. This is for you guys on Patreon first, and then the normal review will go up for everybody else, and then I'll post this later on. But this is the Raph and Casey 2-pack from Walmart. If you don't know, if you're not following what happened with this, basically Neca screwed the pooch on a lot of these. The fact that I found them at all in store was amazing. And then as of like Friday, this previous Friday from today's the 25th, so previous Friday, they had them back in stock on the Neca website to buy specifically from them, whereas before this is nearly impossible. So of course this is from the first thing here. So you got Casey Jones and Raphael in disguise. That's the important thing. He's in disguise. If you guys couldn't tell. It says, now you can catch America's favorite green teens in their first live-action blockbuster film with their wading in puddles of radioactive waste. These radical reptiles transform New York City's greatest crime-fighting quartet. Raphael's a skilled saw-wielding ninja. Beware, when he gets angry, you won't want to be around. Casey Jones, the masked vigilante, carries a golf bag on his back filled with clubs, bats, sticks, makeshift weapons in his war against crime. These highly detailed figures feature an assortment of movie-accurate accessories, over 30 points for articulation. That's probably between the two of them. And for maximum opposing power. So realistically, I've already got the other regular 4 turtles, which are out in 2-packs now, if you're looking for those. I opened both sides of this just because, but I wanted this one because it has Trenchcoat Raph, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to call him by his other known name, Flasher Raph, but people are saying it. So, let's get this out here. It's actually a really nice box. So I do save the turtle packaging because they come with so many accessories that you got to put them somewhere. And for the most part, I assume that this is just a normal Raph with a coat. There were people who make such things. So like when the first sets came out, people were making trench coats of Raph. So let's see here. Okay, so he does have a backpack on. He's got real, it's real fabric. Actually, it looks really nice because they even have a descant back here, which is kind of funny. I'm looking for the retaining bits here. Cut him free. This knife got a little dull. There we go. Now, surprisingly, I'm actually very into the Casey Jones, though sadly they confirm that he does not have a human head sculpt under his mask. Either they didn't have the time or the actor did not give the likeness, something like that, because I think they can refuse that, technically speaking. However, if you were following Neca on their Instagram, like early last week before, in the midst of all these things, they had a very special guest takeover, and they're doing a live-action movie 1 April figure for next year. So the actual actress who played April, dude, his arms are so freaking weird. What is that? I guess I gotta figure out which way his arm is supposed to face, because that is really wonky. So it's one thing to do humanoid figures that don't look real, but this is supposed to look like a real guy. And unlike most of the other figures, like the Foot Soldiers or Shredder, there's very little exposed skin on those guys. Where Casey has fully exposed arms. So I guess he's supposed to be like this. Okay, that looks a lot better. So I mean, I gotta turn on autofocus again. No. There we go. So he's got molded in veins. He's very veiny. Forearm hair. It's a little weird to have double jointed elbows, and knowing Neca, they're not going to be perfect. And of course, you do have to know that Neca you've got to be super careful when playing with their joints because they will snap things off. Okay, so the mask, as you can see, is not removable from his head. The entire thing is molded in. But even saying that, I guess technically, if you really wanted to remove it, you could cut it off, but he does not have a face sculpt. He does have a semblance of a chin and a mouth and eyes. I think the guy's name was Lucas something. Detail paint looks really good. He's got a wash on his jacket. I like that. That looks good. Okay, so the jacket part is separate. So I guess in theory you could break him down to just his t-shirt if you wanted to. A little bit of blue paint there, but he's filthy, so it doesn't matter. He's got a little bit of a bulge. Not gonna lie, look, he's literally got crotch bulge happening. Good for you, bud. The knee is hidden the same way Shredder's is, so they drop the fabric down. Good thing he's wearing sweatpants. It is a single jointed knee that's pretty good. I like that. I like the painted socks. So he's got black shoes. I don't know how these feet are articulated, if at all. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so they've got the foot joint inside the boot, and it can move just enough. That's pretty cool. He is Casey, so he's not going to be in huge dynamic poses. The paint on the hands right here isn't great, but then again, you could probably pass it off at him just being dirty. But he looks so good. I mean, he doesn't have a neck joint. He's just got a very nicely molded neck. He does have just the ball joint for the head, probably just a single ball joint if I had to guess. Sleeves look good on the arms. So it's molded in skin tone and then painted on the shirt. That looks really well done, not gonna lie. Dig that. Can the foot turn at all? Yeah, it can. It can just rotate. I got some sock paint coming off my hands. The only problem is that his foot is clearly... So he's going to be a bitch to stand. Okay, so let's look at his accessories here first. Because in theory, we've already looked at it, Raph. Oh, okay. So he has a multitude of hands. So that's something. Here, come on. Okay, so here's a round thing holding hand. So that's probably meant for golf club or his bat. So he has two bats. He's got another holding hand that's like that. Okay, so let's start looking at some of his weapons here. Actually, you know what? Let me work on his other accessories over here first, because I can get to his bag. Here we go. So let's look at this first. So he's got a goalie stick, a regular hockey stick. He's got a golf club, 2 baseball bats, and a cricket bat. And they all go in this old school golf bag. Let's look at it. Painted up to look like leather. Weathered pretty nicely. The little metal pin there isn't that good. Shaded inward. Look like it is actually rolled. It's interesting. Okay, so let's see. How do we get it on him? Up and over the head, I guess. Hope for the best. Oh yeah. So there, you can totally strap that on. That's pretty cool. Now we can look at his weapons. Okay, so Casey, I'm going to need you to stand over here like a good boy. I doubt you will, because I never do. Okay, so cricket bat, which is interesting. Got a nice little ridge on there. Got a wash, little inlay paint, wood grain that's printed on for sure. Little gaff in the paint there that looks, it just kind of looks like a wood nut, so that's interesting. Stick that in there. Okay, we'll look at one of his bats, which I think either one is probably a Jose Canseco, which is of course the joke. So you got 2 of these club bats here that are wrapped, painted decently. Not terrible. Okay, so presumably, once again I said this, it's probably meant for holding the bats. That's perfect fit. Okay. Oh, all right. Let's look at his other hands here. So we have, and we got an anime. I've just had an idea thing, or that's actually a common writer thing. That's pretty cool. I'll have to look at some images and see which ones are going to work best here. Okay, we have, that's definitely meant for holding something like this. God knows what. Or he's doing that. Okay, another holding hand. Let's see, let's compare that. Is that different? Nope, doesn't look any different. Looks like it's just got extra holding hands. I mean, in theory, there's something different about those two, but I can't see a difference if I'm honest with you. And maybe it's a little bit tighter. Like this one looks a little bit tighter than the previous left holding hand, which to me would say golf club. Also, super careful about the golf club because it is super flimsy. Nice silver paint on there. Just black paint on the top. I do believe it is supposed to be a Titleist, if I'm correct. It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Which way does the wrist go? Because usually with the golf club you want a wrist to go up and down. That's pretty neat. Okay, moving on. Let's look at some of the hockey sticks. We'll go with the basic stick, if I can get it out of here. Come on. Keep like... Okay, fine, I'll go for the goalie stick first. Which is pretty neat. It got a little string stuck to it. Okay, so big old goalie stick there. Wrap down at the end, wrap down here. I have no idea what the lettering is supposed to say. It's pretty neat though. Looks like a hockey stick. So we can put that in there. The only thing is, that one is so ridiculous. Like, he's definitely meant to be holding that full time because that he's not getting through doors with that. I mean, if there was a hole in the bottom of the bag, this would make a ton of sense. Because even the golf club is going to stick out like that, you know. Still doable though. The regular hockey stick totally makes sense. Come on. Come on. Seriously, it's giving me way too much trouble. There we go. Alright, so another stick. It says Sartor. Nice wrap. Once again, a few mold issues, but overall looks really good. And like I said, we can get one of these bats back in there. Yep, knew that was going to happen eventually. It was just going to fall the hell over. And that's exactly what happened. So, there's most of his weapons loaded up there. Like I said, the big hockey stick, there's just no way you're not getting that in there at all. Let's utilize some legs. Presumably he can two-hand this big old hockey stick. Actually, probably what this is for the alternate hand for the hockey stick. So, yep, that's what just happened. That was my fault. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, I want to swap hands, which I really hate doing, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so I'll go with the left hand like this. He's mostly right-handed, so we're going to go with that left hand. And I need a holding right hand. It looks a little bit bigger. And like a lot of these figures, you just kind of have to get it into the fingers. In theory. So I do think that's what this was for. It's like this. Look at that. Yeah, except I'm probably not facing the right direction. It's probably meant to be like this. Look at that. That's friggin' awesome. And let's get the hand up like this. Oh, yes, 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 it is. Oh, that's so cool. And like, it's just, I guess the main thing with figures like this, where you have a bunch of different accessories and stuff like that, you just got to determine what's going to be the best one for your use at the time. Let's see here, we got the things there. Put the other stick in there. I'm just trying to get them all in here, because it's probably going to get real tight real quick. Okay, there's that. Let's see here, we'll pull the bats out. Maybe. Okay, see, that fits a lot better if I do it that way. And then we stick the golf club in there. The golf club is one thing I'm super worried about because it's so damn flimsy. Just trying to get it in there. There's so much friction. There we go. Okay, so that's everything in there. The cricket bat needs to go handle first. So I would have thought paddle first. Well, it is what it is. Fits better that way. And the golf club's just hanging out, so. That's just badass. Look at that. And then you have all of the hands. I think the pointing finger is for calling his hit. He's like Babe Ruthing it, you know? Like, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out that way. Okay, so that's incredibly epic. It really is. I mean, even if I use the wrist a little bit more that way, let's see, lay this out, turn the wrist. Here's you turn the whole forearm. It almost has four. It almost looks like this. This is Portland, I think is what it says. Okay, so if I lay it out like that, either way. So let's get Raph out real quick. Raphy boy. Be careful on that. Okay, so let me get his hat. So his hat, nice little fedora there. Does have a cutout for the bandana. Where's the camera back up? Alright, Raffy boy. I already cut you free, so you should be okay to come out. Here we go. Oh, yes. That's kind of epic. Okay, so I'm going to wrap the belt all the way back here. So I mean, like, it's hard to do scale stitching and stuff like that, but this looks really good. If I'm almost, which way is his elbow facing? Same problem I have with Rita Repulsa, trying to figure out which way the elbow is facing. But he looks good. I mean, look at this trench coat. Look at that. And he does have a bandana already on that's laying flat against his thing. And this is a double-breasted coat here. This is pretty cool. Though you can't, for what I can see, he's got tiny buttons sewn on there, but I don't believe that means anything for it. So let's see here. Let's try to get his hat on his head. So even though he has that very nice bandana on, Maybe that's meant to go on. Hold on. Let me see if on the box it shows. Okay, so on the box it shows using like a single one. You do also have the dam moment there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, at no point does it show him have the large hockey stick in his thing. Oh, he does have the paddle sticking out. Okay, that's cool. It's so cool. And you can do, oh, the coat is posable? No, there's no wires there. They just did that cleverly. There is wires. They're super, super thin. You don't even feel them. Okay, so which bandana is he currently wearing? Because I do want him with the hat on. Okay, so he's wearing a bandana that comes down on both sides. So I don't know. I mean, like, look, it has, like I said, it's got clearance for the bandana. It doesn't appear to be this bandana. And it's not really difficult, but so he's got this one going on. So let's try, I think this one. I think this is the one they intend for the hat. Let me see here. Actually, I almost feel like it doesn't matter. Yeah, it almost doesn't matter. That's funny. Because none of them fit that hole. And it's not like it goes through the hat, which is what I thought initially. That it was going to go through its hat. So let's put the hat on his head. So. Actually, that would totally make sense that would go through his head. Except you can't do it that way. So it's a hole that's cut out for a specific shape, but a specific shape that doesn't appear to be one that it does. Okay, let me try the last one here. Oh, that's a bigger knot than the others. Although, yeah, they're like literally wanting you to kind of push it into the hole. Oh, I'm thinking it's this one because it fits almost perfect. So let's see what that does. Does nothing good, I'll tell you that. Like, even if that's the one for it, it doesn't fit in there with that. It's already a giant pain in the ass to use the different. So there's that. So let's see what I can work with here. Get your head back, Raph. Yeah, meant to go this way. So yeah, that one really does seem to fit. I almost lost it. Okay, so let's see here. Try again. Okay, so in theory, it's that bandana that's supposed to fit the hat, so to speak. By the way, he does have a really nice backpack. I can't tell. I guess that's just strapped on over the thing. Doesn't open up or anything. Does have some nice painted details, stuff like that. And yeah, like I said, it is a normal RAF underneath. If you really wanted to, you could get this to be just any of the turtles. Oh, maybe there is a fine wire in there. That's really holding its shape, to be totally honest. Let's see here. Can I pull it down a little bit? See, one thing I hate about coats and stuff like this, and I had the same problem with like some of the Jedis I've got, is once you mess up the coat, it gets a little weird. Now the thing is, he has a real belt. Like, this is actually a trench coat belt. It goes all the way through, except it's not stitched at the back. It's loose all the way around. So that's kind of cool. I ran it through the final belt loop again. So he does have his side holding hands already on there, so that's good. Gotta fix his collar. It's all folded up bad. And by the way, it's already difficult to get the turtle to stand proper. So let's see here. With the hat, it shows, I bet, you know what, it may not even be the right thing. Okay, see, like, it's showing this, definitely this one. Yeah, it's 100% that one, even though that's the one that's fitting around his head. So it's kind of play with it as you will. So I mean, he looks good. He comes with several sets of hands. Look, he's already falling over. I'm going to give him his size. He does come with the slice of pizza that all the turtles come with. They all come with a different slice of pizza. I'm not even sure half of them come with the same slice of pizza. Stay rough. Okay, so. Alright, so size, pizza. And a multitude of hands. Now, one thing that was interesting about the original sets of turtles is that they were shown in display with different sets of hands that they came with. So each turtle actually came with the hands for a different turtle. So like this one right here with kind of the open fingers, this was a Donnie hand. This is the pizza holding hand. This is just a regular old whatever hand. And then this is definitely a side. Wait, maybe those are. Oh, those are his side holding hands. So if you don't want him holding the size like knives, you know, like this, you know, you can have the other hands, which is the way I do it with my normal RAF. Let's see, which way is the elbow facing? This is one of those ones where you're gonna have to work it until you get the joints facing the right direction. Also, the funny thing is, this is one of the first ones that is the correct box art for the figure, because the rest of them are all the quarter scale. It's an interesting factoid that the turtles shown on all of the 6 or 7 inch scale packaging is all the quarter scale turtles, which is why everything looks so different from the way it should. So, okay, so his elbow is facing one way. I want to make use of that elbow place. You and your big veiny arms. See, here's the weird part, is that since it rotates at the forearm, you can't exactly tell which way the elbow is facing or which way the forearm is facing. Okay. So, and of course you gotta be careful because now the sleeve will bunch up in that elbow. Okay, maybe I'll use one holding hand like that and one like that. I also got to figure out how I'm going to display these because my current turtle shelf is pretty dang full as it is. So good, Raph. Getting a little bit angsty now. Okay, so actually I want to switch back to the original bandanas. I like this. I'm just going to stick with it and we're just going to shove the hat over it. That's the best way to go. Because you can either have it outside the trench coat or inside the trench coat with this. Just kind of cool. So I'm going to go inside on the right. Come on. Like that. So it's sort of hidden and then poking out on that side. And select the hat on. So there's Raph. Looking pretty bouse. Even though actually at that angle he looks like Mikey. My worry with any of the soft goods is that over time they're just going to get shitty. It's likely, but not, or possible, but not necessarily going to happen. But you know, it can. Let's see here. Is there a better way to hold this? That works too. Nice. So we got Casey. Casey's definitely the thing that's worth the money here. If they had sold him on his own, I for 100% would have bought that. 400%. For sure, 100% bought that. And presumably you can actually cinch the waist up a little bit here, I guess. Oh yeah, you can. You could cinch the belt a bit more. Nice. Like I said, I don't like soft goods that much, but it does work in this case. So you get a very angry trenchcoaty Ralph. A lot of people spell his name with an L. It's not RAPHAEL. It's Raphael. Raphael sounds like an angel. Cool. And then slice of pizza just in the front pocket there. Just kind of tuck it in. Nobody will notice. So that's going to be it for this out the box, guys. I mean, look at these two epic figures. Now I need to go do the proper review, which will be done here very shortly. But look at this. Look at this. I mean, Casey is definitely worth the money, especially when you can just do that number. Fairly certain that this is supposed to be rotated that way, though. There we go. That's what I wanted. Like that. Okay, so I gotta put this back in there the right way. Golf club all up in there. It's definitely very full. That is for sure. So you gotta find the right balance of handles to things going on. So there it is, all nice and armed. So, but I'll catch you guys next time. Of course, thanks for your patronage. I'm gonna try to figure out the best way to utilize his feeties. It looks like you gotta rotate them, then utilize the knees. Let's put them on something stable. The computer is slightly wobbly. Lock the knees. That's awesome. So, see you guys later.